If we look at the world today, never before in history has a nation risen so fast, so far, on so many different dimensions as China. I mean, you see the miracle around you. You've lived the miracle. So a country that was poor back in the 90s has essentially eliminated abject poverty. That's in like a single generation. Never again happened before in history. So, a remarkable rise of a remarkable country. The core interest of each state, or the leader of each state, is to ensure the survival of his state. So if my survival depends on your survival, and if really I am in you and you are in me, I've used the analogy in America, there's a, we call it inseparable conjoined Siamese twins. First, no great war, especially no nuclear war. And the climate is what you said, uninhabitable for both of us. You and I have to find some way to cooperate and constrain it. And it's not only the two, we just happen to be the two most important economies and the most important societies. Obviously, we have to take some account of that. If you look at every green technology, China produces 70% of it, 80% of it. If you look at the inputs to it, China produces 70% of it or 80% of it. Now take, for example, solar panels. Last year, China installed more solar panels in China than the U.S. has installed in the U.S. in the whole 25 years in which the U.S. has been installing solar panels. It's absolutely amazing. And actually what China did last year in renewable technologies was such a great leap forward that it's quite likely that, as opposed to the target, which had been peak greenhouse gas emissions by 2030, that goal may be met by 2025, maybe even sooner, maybe even this year, conceivably. So that capability is great for the world. Basically, Chinese solar panels are 70% cheaper than anybody else's. And therefore, the more they're used locally, the more this will produce energy without greenhouse gases, the better that is for the biosphere. And China, dramatically, have now taken seriously advancing the technologies that will allow human beings to meet their energy demands, which they're going to meet one way or the other, by renewable alternatives that don't have such climate consequences. As I say frequently, China made a great leap forward for mankind in advancing green technologies at prices that could be affordable globally, that will allow people to meet energy demands without, or with fewer greenhouse gas emissions.